What is the most unorthodox way you know that a couple has met and fallen in love?
We knew each other only a little bit through friends. I was badly injured in an industrial accident. I needed time to heal. I lived alone, and it was dangerous for me not to have someone who could check on me periodically. She happened to be recovering from my surgery and wasn't able to her job or drive for a couple weeks and offered me her guest bedroom until I could safely go home. I think it felt safe for her to make the offer. I was pretty much completely incapacitated and barely ambulatory. We had an amazing 25 years. Before she died, I'll always love her.
I only heard this from a friend, but I find it hilarious. My friend went to a house party with this dude. This dude decided to wear his Pikachu costume to the party. Although it wasn't a costume party, then he met her at the party. She also wears her Pikachu costume. I met them once. They were super funny. They are married. End of story. Smiley face.
One of my cousins fell in love with my other cousin's mail-order bride. The feelings were mutual. So we had a wedding and one very unhappy cousin.
My grandparents told me about a woman who met her fiance's cousin during the rehearsal dinner, night before the wedding. Everyone noticed they spent an inordinate amount of time chatting that night, but no one thought anything of it. The cousin went to talk to the bride just before the wedding, and the two of them left together. They've been married 62 years.
Very dark, but parents met while investigating. My dad was a police officer and my mom worked for a crisis center.
My great-aunt went to Paris to study art in the 1950s, sunk into a depression, and went out to throw herself into the Seine. Along came a Frenchman who was fresh out of the Foreign Legion. He talked her off the bridge, talked his way into her heart pants, and they both moved to Sweden together, and lived happily painting together for about 40 years.
My brother and I took our 3-year-old niece to a toy store. I needed to pick something up for a baby shower, and my bro was flying a small plastic Incredible Hulk drone that was on display, just to keep my niece entertained. The drone got tangled in this random girl's long flowing locks. My brother tried to help her get it out. He made it worse. The girl was getting pissed, and that was before my impatient niece got a hold of the controller and tried to make the drone fly. While it was still tangled in the girl's hair, somehow, out of this, my brother managed to get this girl's number, a date, and now they're married and about to give me another niece.
When my nephew was in college, they had a snow day and they canceled classes. The students decided to put on a mock wedding just for fun, and they picked the students to get married. My nephew and a girl were chosen. A few years later, they did it again for real.
A guy studied to become a priest and a girl studied to become a nun. They met, dropped out, and yes, they got married.
She called a wrong number. They got to talking. Now they are married.
Removed.